Oh. Oh. Ooh. All right. Hey guys, it's Dana and it's Tuesday, so it's time to talk about money. And today I want to talk about bank accounts and my heads up display. Okay, so there's a lot of talk about how many bank accounts you should have, especially here on YouTube. There's one YouTuber who had a very successful video talking about the 7 bank accounts that you have to have. You know, she's got 20 bank accounts. You hear lots of people talk about all their bank accounts. You need 10, you need 15, you need 7, whatever the number is, right? There's a lot of talk about how many bank accounts you need. And if you're, trying to reestablish yourself, trying to get your finances in order, you might be thinking, oh, we only have, one savings account and one checking account. We don't have enough bank accounts. And I do think that you should have multiple bank accounts, not too many. I think 20 is way too many. I think that if you have too many bank accounts, it can be really confusing. You might forget you have money in certain accounts. You might overdraft one account because you're splitting all your money, against or all these different accounts, and it might really mess you up, right? If you have a very large income and you're out of debt and you have enough money to be splitting your money amongst several different bank accounts, then that's fine. Maybe that'll work for you. That's fantastic. But if you have a lower family income and you're trying to get out of debt, you don't want to have too many bank accounts because, like I said, if you're splitting money amongst those accounts, you might find one account is, lacking, being overdrafted, and you can't get money fast enough, and you're just spending all your time transferring money around then, and then it's not really going to work. So you have to take your unique situation into account, obviously, when you're thinking about bank accounts and having them and having too many, right? So I think that 5 bank accounts is a good number. That's how many I like, is 5 accounts. We have some more accounts, but the reason why is just because my husband inherited or had some accounts before we got married. I had some accounts before we got married, but now we have joint accounts, and those existing accounts just sort of have stayed there. So, we do have, I think, 8 accounts, maybe 9 accounts, but we don't use them all. Some of those accounts, really, we were not using them. We should just close those accounts because it's just ridiculous. But 5 accounts, I think, is a good amount. And the number 1 account is obviously going to be a savings account, which is your emergency fund, right? So whether that's $1,000 in your emergency fund or you have 3 to 6 months expenses, you want to have just actual money sitting in an account that you have sitting there for emergencies. And I do think it should be a separate savings account, not in your main account, which we'll get to later. That way you can access it, but it's not something that you're dipping in and out of every month. It's just sort of off to the side, a separate savings account. You could do a money market account, but just a separate account just for emergencies. You have that earmarked for emergencies, right? And then your second account is going to be your main account, right? Your main family account where your paycheck is deposited into, you and your spouse, if you have a joint account, which I highly recommend. That's what we have. My husband's paycheck, my paycheck gets deposited into this main family account, and this is where all the in and out goes, right? This is where we pay all of our bills out of, this main account. And that's what you can come up with some clever name for it if you want to, right? That'd be account number 2. That's kind of the typical accounts that most people have, is those 2, one checking account, one savings account. And then beyond that, we have a Christmas account, a Christmas savings account. So it's an annual event. We know it happens every single year. And so in this separate Christmas account, we have a set amount we want to spend for Christmas. We divide it by the number of paychecks we have coming in, and then it's just direct deposit into this separate savings account for Christmas. We're only going to touch it once a year. That's account number 3. If you have some other annual things that come up that you wanted to put in there, you could, but I would just say that's your holiday fund, whatever the main holiday is that you need money for every year. Maybe you want to take Easter stuff out of that account too, but make it a holiday fund. Obviously, if you don't celebrate Christmas, it's not going to be your Christmas fund, it'll be your holiday fund, okay? That's 3 accounts. Then the fourth account that we have is what we call our HUD account. okay? And this is what I refer to as our heads up display account. If you're a gamer, then that will make sense to you. But this is the account where within it, this is where we put things that I know are coming up, like your sinking funds, right? So it's one account. However, it's multiple things in there that I know are going to be coming up throughout the year. And if you're watching this video timely in January, this is the perfect time of year to plan out your HUD account. And within that account, you can use a spreadsheet, a piece of paper, whatever you want. So at the top, you would put how much total money you're going to be putting into this account throughout the year, and then what's coming out. So what's in our HUD account. So within that HUD account, in my HUD tab of my spreadsheet, in there I have things like medical and dental, clothing. I put detail in there about when we buy clothes, and then if we're going to be buying it, I can move it over. We have we have AAA. We have a AAA membership, and so that's in there because I know I'm going to have to pay that every year. Our quarterly things that we have, like our sewer bill is quarterly, so that's in the HUD account. I know that's going to be coming out. What else? Home repair, if you're doing sort of a sinking fund in case your dryer breaks, which just happened to us, our dryer broke. Certain unexpected things, but within the year you're likely going to have some kind of home repairs to pay for. If you're braces, maybe you're saving up for braces for your kids, another thing we're having to do. Trash, our trash bills quarterly, so that money's in there. So basically, your heads up display, what's coming up in the next year, but you may not have to be paying for it this month. You may have whatever you call it, if you call it an envelope each month that you're saving towards that item in your monthly budget, but that money is going to be in your HUD account because you don't need it necessarily that month, but so it's being deposited into that account, and then when you need it, you can record it on your spreadsheet, paper, however you do it, and then you can transfer that money over to your family account. So your HUD account ideally would be a checking account. That way you can transfer it over, because some savings accounts, you have a limit of how often you can transfer money in and out of, and you're not really earning that much interest on it anyways. And then the fifth and final account is something you may or may not need, and it's a business account. If you are doing some kind of side hustle, some kind of little business, I do YouTube, and so I need a separate account, a separate checking account that is earmarked just for business. So all my earnings from that come into that account, and then, I take something out of it for myself, it goes into the family account, and then I save for taxes in there. If I buy anything business related for YouTube, it comes out of that account. It's a separate business account. So if any kind of side hustle thing you've got going on where you earn income, you might need that fifth account. But if you don't, if you just have, a regular 9-to-5 job, then it could be 4 accounts, and that could be it. That might be all that you need. Okay, so those are the accounts that I recommend, the four or 5 accounts, but don't go nuts opening up accounts. You could really get into a world of hurt, especially if you are still trying to get out of debt, you don't have a really large income, and I just think it can get really messy, and you can forget where all those accounts are. It's better just to have one account, and within that account, earmark what the money is for, right? You don't have to have a separate account for each individual item. You can just, have the money in there, and then in your head on paper, mark how much money is for which item, like we do in our HUD account. All right, you guys, so thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe. I'm here every single Tuesday talking all about money, and I would love to hear what you call your accounts. What are the names of your bank accounts? If you have anything fun. I like it when people have cute, fun names for bank accounts, that they just sort of name it, like our HUD account. So I'd love to hear that. So please leave it down below in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys next week. All right, bye.